at the kaviusrutledge. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because we're on the road to 1,000. In today's video, we got when was Tom Brady actually in his prime. This is a live reaction, man. Y'all can't tell, man. Your boy got a green screen, got a new chair now. No, we upgrading in life, baby. We upgrading in life. Like I say, man, it feels good, man. It feels good. But yeah, man, let's get into this video.
From the moment Tom Brady became a starter in 2001 until he led the league with 5,316 passing yards at 44 years old, it felt like he was always in his prime. From 2001 to 2006, he led the Patriots to 3 Super Bowl wins in 4 years, went 12-2 in the playoffs, and built a dynasty without ever putting up crazy numbers. From 2007 to the early 2010s, the league turned into a passing era, and Brady turned into the most productive quarterback in football. He threw 50 touchdowns in 2007, won multiple MVPs, and led offenses that finished first in scoring year after year. In his late 30s and early 40s, he went to 5 Super Bowls in 6 seasons, won MVP at 40 years old, and finished his career by walking into a struggling franchise nobody believed in and turning it into a champion. If you split his career into 3 parts, each one has the resume of a Hall of Famer. So that begs the question, when was Tom Brady actually in his prime? When New England drafted Brady in the 6th round...
I gotta go that 07 season, bro, with him and Randy Moss. That 07 season, it was like he playing a rookie, bro. Like him and Randy Moss. Oh my God.
199th overall pick in 2000, he wasn't even seen as a future starter. As a rookie, he started the season 4th on the depth chart, behind Drew Bledsoe, John Freese, and Michael Bishop, and finished the year with just 1 completed pass. But heading into 2001, Freese was gone, and Brady had quietly moved up to the backup role behind Bledsoe. So when Bledsoe went down in week 2 of the 2001 season, the goal was to stay afloat. The thing is, the Patriots didn't have a Pro Bowl receiver. Their leading targets were Troy Brown, David Patton, Jermaine Wiggins, and a rookie Deion Branch late in the year. The strength of the team was the defense. Ty Law, Teddy Bruschi, Lawyer Malloy, Richard Seymour. So Brady's job was simple. Protect the ball, convert 3rd downs, let the defense control the game. And somehow it worked. When he finally got the job and was named the starter, our thought as a defense was, just don't mess it up. I remember us hanging out and he said something to me that to this day still resonates with me. We had a good quarterback in Drew Bledsoe. And here's Tom saying he isn't getting this effing job back. Patriots cornerback Ty Law recalled. New England went 11-3 in the games Brady played, won the AFC East, and he finished the season with just 2,843 yards and 18 touchdowns. In the playoffs, the pattern stayed the same. Against Oakland in the snow, Brady threw for over 300 yards in one of the most chaotic games of the era. In the AFC Championship, he got hurt and the Patriots still found a way to win. Then came the Super Bowl against St. Louis, an offense that averaged over 30 points per game and had already won a title 2 years earlier. The Pats slowed the game down, played physical defense, and asked their 24-year-old quarterback to make one drive when the game came down to it. Tie game, no timeouts, ball on their own 17. Brady led the offense down the field in under a minute to set up the game-winning kick. He finished with 145 passing yards and won Super Bowl MVP. That set the tone, because over the next few years, the results kept coming. 2003, Super Bowl win. 2004, Super Bowl win. Back-to-back 14-2 seasons, a 21-game win streak, a dynasty, and Brady was right in the middle of it. But here's where it gets tricky. He wasn't overwhelming anyone. From 2001 to 2006, the Patriots had a top 10 scoring defense 5 times. Brady only threw 30-plus touchdowns once. Meanwhile, Peyton Manning was putting up wild numbers every year. 49 touchdowns in 2004, MVPs, historic offenses. So while Brady was winning, Manning was dominating. And that's the problem. Because if this is your prime, why weren't you the best quarterback in football? So the question becomes, if Brady won 3 Super Bowls before turning 28, but wasn't dominating the sport, was he actually in his prime yet? Then 2007 happened, and the Patriots traded for Randy Moss, a former All-Pro with unmatched deep speed. They signed Wes Welker, a perfect fit underneath, added Dante Stallworth to stretch the field. Suddenly, Brady had weapons everywhere, and from the first few weeks of the season, it looked different. This wasn't the game manager or the system quarterback. This was domination. Through the first 8 games, New England was averaging over 38 points per game. Brady threw at least 3 touchdowns in each of the first 9 games, breaking an NFL record. Week 6 against Dallas, 5 touchdowns. Next week against Miami, 6. It felt like every Sunday turned into a highlight reel. The Patriots went 10-0. then 12-0, then 14-0, and the numbers just kept climbing. By the end of the season, 4,806 yards, 50 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions, a 117.2 passer rating. The 50 touchdowns broke a single season record. The offense scored 589 points, the most in NFL history at the time. They outscored opponents by over 300 points. And for the first time in his career, there was no debate. This was the best player in football. The playoffs only added to it. Against Jacksonville, Brady completed 26 of 28 passes, 92.9%, the most accurate playoff game ever with real volume. In the AFC Championship, even with 3 interceptions, they beat the Chargers. One more win, and it would have been the greatest season in NFL history. Super Bowl 42 against the New York Giants. Late in the fourth quarter, Brady delivered. He led a drive and found Moss for the go-ahead touchdown with just over 2 minutes left. It felt like the perfect ending was right there. Then, one drive changed everything. A broken sack, a ball thrown downfield, a catch that didn't even look possible. The Giants kept moving. Just like that, it was over. 17-14. The perfect season was gone. And that's what makes 2007 so complicated. Because this was the first time Brady truly looked like the best player in football. The arm, the confidence, the production. This was his first real peak. But it didn't end with a ring. And because of that, the question still wasn't answered. Week 1 of 2008, Brady tears his ACL. Season over. And at 31, this is usually where things start to go downhill. But Brady didn't decline. He adapted. When he came back, the game looked different. Less deep shots, more quick reads, more control at the line. Even further, Brady refused to give up any reps in practice, even handoffs. He told Matt Castle and Brian Hoyer, "That's how I got my job." When Rodney Harrison played with Brady, the safety showed up at 6:40 a.m. to lift weights. "Good afternoon," Brady said to him. So the next day, Harrison showed up at 6:30. "Good afternoon." Then 6:20, then 6:10, then 6. Good afternoon each time, until Harrison finally said, "Screw you, Tom. I'm not coming in any earlier." Then in 2010, it all clicked for Brady. 36 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, unanimous MVP. Then in 2011, he threw for over 5,200 yards and made another Super Bowl, but lost to the Giants again. And even as the roster changed, the weapons came and went, and the offense kept evolving, the results stayed the same. 12-win seasons, deep playoff runs. By this point, Brady practically was the system. And that offseason, Brady's workout coach said, "Tom is pushing back the aging process. There's no reason he can't do at 45 what he did at 25. And he was right. By 2014, Tom Brady was 37 years old and somehow still getting better. After a slow start, New England caught fire and made another playoff run. Against Baltimore, down 14, then 28-14. Brady stayed calm and led the comeback. Then in the Super Bowl against Seattle's Legion of Boom, he threw for 328 yards, 4 touchdowns, and led a fourth quarter comeback to win his 4th ring, 10 years after his 3rd. And after winning Super Bowl MVP, Tom Brady gave the brand new truck to Malcolm Butler, the undrafted rookie who made the game-saving interception. This version of Brady wasn't winning with talent. He was winning with control, pre-snap reads, quick decisions, perfect timing. And that led to the defining moment of his career. Super Bowl 51, down 28-3. No team had ever come back from that. Brady didn't flinch. Drive after drive, they chipped away. And in overtime, he finished it. 466 passing yards, his 5th ring at 39 years old. It didn't stop there. Next season, he led the NFL in passing yards with 4,577, won his 3rd MVP, and had New England right back in the playoffs for a 7th straight AFC Championship appearance. But getting there came with a cost. Days before the AFC Championship against Jacksonville, Brady sliced open his throwing hand at practice, and he needed stitches just to play. And waiting for him was one of the nastiest defenses in football, Saxonville, a unit loaded with stars. That looked ready to finally end the Patriots dynasty. By the 4th quarter, New England was trailing again. But
I ain't gonna lie, they had that game to win it though.
And Brady did what Brady always seemed to do. One clutch drive after another, tight window throws, perfect reads under pressure. The Patriots came back to win 24-20, sending Brady to his 8th Super Bowl, Super Bowl 52 against the Eagles. And on the biggest stage, Brady somehow went even further. 505 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The most passing yards in Super Bowl history. The most ever in any postseason game. It felt like every Patriots drive ended with another impossible throw. But late in the fourth fourth quarter, with New England trying to take the lead, Brandon Graham strip-sacked Brady. Philadelphia recovered it. And just like that, one of the greatest performances of Brady's career ended in heartbreak, a 41-33 loss. Most quarterbacks at 41 years old would have started slowing down, but Brady came back in 2018 and made another run. New England reached yet another AFC championship, this time against the rising Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes. In one of the most wild playoff games ever, Brady traded blows with the future face of the league at Arrowhead Stadium as the game went into overtime. And when Brady got the ball in OT, Mahomes never touched it again. Brady marched the Patriots downfield for the game-winning touchdown and secured his 9th Super Bowl appearance. After the game, Brady actually walked into the Chiefs' locker room looking for Mahomes. He wanted to personally tell him he was special, that he was doing everything the right way, and that his future was unbelievably bright. Then, in Super Bowl 53, Brady and the Patriots beat the Rams in a 13-3 defensive slugfest to secure his 6th Super Bowl championship. At 41 years old,
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that was the most boring Super Bowl ever.
Came the oldest quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl, and the first player in NFL history with 6 rings.
Tom Brady is to football, and he's becoming even more what Michael Jordan was to basketball.
Now, this wasn't the most athletic Brady, but the smartest, the most efficient, and somehow still not the end. However, behind the scenes, things weren't the same anymore. Contract talks got harder, the roster kept getting younger. Brady wanted long-term security. Belichick wanted flexibility. The 2019 season started 8-0, but Brady later said that he felt like the most miserable 8-0 quarterback in the NFL. The connection with the organization felt different, and when the season ended with a playoff loss at home, so did the run. After 20 years, 6 Super Bowls, and one of the greatest primes any quarterback has ever had, Tom Brady left New England. Free agency came, and instead of retiring, Brady signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At the time, the move felt strange. Tampa hadn't won a playoff game since 2002. They hadn't made the playoffs since 2007. They were coming off a 7-9 season. But the roster wasn't bad. Mike Evans had already put together 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Chris Godwin was an all-pro. The defense had young stars everywhere. Devin White, Shaquille Barrett, Vita Vea, Antoine Winfield Jr. And once Brady arrived, the team started building around him fast. Rob Gronkowski came out of retirement. Leonard Fournette signed before the season. Antonio Brown joined mid-year. There were missed throws, miscommunication, a 38-3 blowout loss to the Saints in Week 9. At that point, it looked like what everyone expected. An all-time great who had finally run out of time. Then the second half of the season started, and everything changed. Brady finished the regular season with 4,633 passing yards, 40 passing touchdowns, and only 12 interceptions, as Tampa went 11-5 and made the playoffs as a wild card. For the first time in his career, Brady had to go on the road in the opening round. Washington, 381 yards, 31-23 win. New Orleans, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing score, 30-20 win. Green Bay, 3 touchdown passes in the NFC Championship against the league MVP Aaron Rodgers, 31-26 win. Then came Super Bowl 55 in Tampa's own stadium against Patrick Mahomes and the defending champion Chiefs. There, Brady threw 3 touchdowns, won Super Bowl MVP, and became the first quarterback in history to win a Super Bowl in both conferences. 7 rings, 10 Super Bowl appearances, and somehow 2021 was even more ridiculous. At 44 years old, Brady threw a league-leading 5,316 passing yards, 43 touchdowns, and 485 completions, an NFL record. It was the highest yardage total of his career and the 3rd most in a single season in NFL history at the time, as Brady finished 2nd in MVP voting. For most quarterbacks, this is the age where their careers are long over. But for Tom Brady, what should have been the ending looked like another prime. So, when was Tom Brady actually in his prime? Most great players have a clean, easy answer to this question. A peak, a few dominant years, then a decline. Brady doesn't follow that timeline at all. If anything, his career feels like 3 completely different Hall of Fame runs stacked on top of each other. Early on, from 2001 to 2004, he built a dynasty. 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, a 12-2 playoff record, constant clutch moments. But that version of Brady wasn't carrying the league statistically. He was efficient, controlled, and winning inside a system built on defense and situational football. Then came the breakout. 2007 as one of the greatest seasons ever by any quarterback. 50 touchdowns, 4,806 yards, a 16-0 regular season, MVP, records everywhere. That was Brady at his physical peak. Arm strength, confidence, aggressiveness. But it came with a catch. It ended without a championship. And that matters when you're talking about legacy, because the next version of Brady is where things get weird. After the ACL tear in 2008, Brady evolved. Less reliance on pure arm talent, more control at the line, faster decisions, total command of defenses before the snap. And that
A real deal field general. I'm sorry for every time I hit that button. It's whenever I hit V or something like that, when I'm trying to hit pause. Real deal field general, man. Flow general, man.
set up what might be the most complete stretch of his career. From 2014 to 2018, everything finally overlapped. The experience from 15 plus years in the league, the mental processing that almost no one in NFL history has matched, and just enough physical ability to still make every throw. The results speak for themselves. 5 straight AFC Championship appearances, 4 Super Bowls, 3 championships, and MVP at age 40. And more importantly, the moments. Out-dueling the Legion of Boom, the 28-3 comeback, winning another title in a defensive battle at 41. But what truly separated this version of Brady wasn't just talent or experience. It was his obsession. Teammates talked about how he'd go through the full game plan multiple times before kickoff, sometimes reviewing over 100 plays again and again, just to make sure nothing was missed.
I prepared my butt off, and this is what I want to do, this is what I want to achieve, and whether I hit it or not, like I said, I hit 20 of 700 as a pro. We worked on it every day. I'm probably not going to hit it that often, but at least there's a purpose for me waking up every day to go out there and do, as the best I possibly can.
And the best example came before Super Bowl 49. After a full week of practices, Brady still didn't feel right about the red zone plan. So, late Friday night, he called Josh McDaniels and went back to work. For over an hour, they studied film, adjusted concepts, and created a handful of new plays. The next day, those exact plans were installed. And on Sunday, 2 of them turned into touchdowns in a 28-24 win, with Brady throwing for 328 yards and 4 scores.
At least in my opinion, I wasn't the type of player that could ever feel like I was over-prepared.
Brady was said to have his daily schedule, both in and out of season, mapped out not just for a day, weeks, or even months, but 3 years. And every bit of it was micromanaged. Treatment, workouts, food, recovery, practice, rest. This guy is year-round, Brady's trainer says. No plays off, no days off. Everything is purposeful. This was the version of Tom Brady.
That's why he was the greatest, man. That's why he is the greatest.
Might not have been the most athletic or physically dominant anymore, but that didn't matter because he'd replaced all of that with something better. Total control, elite production, and unmatched preparation. This was the most complete version of the greatest quarterback ever.
This man choose football over his wife. That's how you know he the greatest, man. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Let me know which when was Tom Brady prime was, man, for y'all. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed. See y'all next video.